Hello, my name is Jeremy. I'm with Church of the Harvest, and today we're going to talk about a subject that is all too familiar in society right now, and it's divorce. And as husbands and wives, and they're going through difficult situations, and they decide to cut ties and divorce, that it affects every single person in the family. It affects the kids, and so we're going to just talk about a couple guidelines that we could really understand and really know and familiarize ourselves when it comes to divorce, when it comes to our kids. That way we can help them along the way with the process. And so really guideline number one is that if we're going through a hard time through the divorce, through the situation, then you can know that your kids are really going through a hard time. And so you should expect that. And so you should learn to connect with them and communicate with them, talk to them. And so guideline number one is to make sure that you're talking to your kids about it, and that you're not just talking to them bitter or angry, or maybe even being non-communicative to them, but you're communicating to them, you're letting them share their emotions with you, because there's a lot of things that they could be going through on the inside, and we'll talk about that with the next several guidelines. And guideline number two is, when you communicate and you talk to your children, let them know that is not their fault. A lot of times you hear stories where they will start analyzing every situation. Maybe they've had some behavior problems, and they start thinking that the reason why divorce happened was because they were unruly, or they had behavior problems that people are frustrated with. But you should make sure that you're taking time to let them know that truly it is not their fault, because they will take it all on them. And so we want to relieve the pressure off of them, because they're a young person. Their mental capacity is small at this point. And so you want to make sure that you're relieving the pressure off of them and letting them know that it's truly not their fault. And guideline number three is, make sure that as you're communicating with your child about your ex-spouse, that it is with the uttermost respect. That you have to realize that that is their mother, their father. I've grown up in a divorced family where my parents got divorced when I was 12, and I realized that that could have easily happened, but my parents on both sides talked the best about one another. They might have meant the total opposite, but they wanted to help me see the best, see value in my mom and my dad. And so you want to make sure that you're, even though it could be right at the boiling point of your life, maybe the worst time of your life, maybe they've done so much wrong to you, but you want to make sure that you're giving your child and helping them and giving them the respect that they need to understand that they should value their mother and their father. And guideline number four is, as you're going through and you're trying to process this, and I bet you, I can almost guarantee you, if you're going through a divorce right now, maybe you have, that you've actually gone and, support groups. Maybe you've connected with friends and family or loved ones to gain support, where your child needs the exact same support or even more through the process. And so make sure that you're helping them find the support that they need. Maybe they need a counselor in the community, maybe making sure that they're connecting with their youth pastor, one of the youth leaders at church, that they're truly able to walk out this process, because it'll take a process over time to really gain healing and perspective, and to see what's really happening, because this is a life-altering situation that's happening. So you want to make sure that it's really being processed. All right, guideline number five. When we're going through divorce situations, there's some guidelines to make sure that we're helping our children go through this process. So one of the guideline number five is, you truly want to make sure that you're not using your child to gain interest, to gain information about the other. Maybe you're going through a real nasty divorce, and you're trying to use your child. That's the worst thing you want to do, is use your child for leverage to gain information. Maybe the situation is that they go to the visitation, maybe it's every other weekend. That's how it was when I grew up. But you want to make sure that you're not using them to gain information. That's the worst thing you want to do, because they feel like they're caught in the middle, and they're trying to figure out whose side they're on. That's the worst thing. We don't want the children to feel like to take a side in any situation. We want them to take the side of both and to love both of them. And the last guideline is guideline number 6, is you should make sure that you are, like I said, seeing the best, helping your child see the best in each father and mother. And so you should make sure that you're taking the time so that they are able to feel open with one another. You know, divorces, there could be all different reasons. Maybe an affair, maybe abuse, whatever the situation is. Maybe it is an opportunity that they can still have visits. Please, whatever you do, do not hinder those opportunities that they need. We're all created for a need for a mother and father. And so maybe the father doesn't want it, but you want to make sure that you do not stop it where they're not able to visit with maybe the mom or the dad. And you know, there's all different reasons. Maybe it was abuse, and maybe there is a legitimate reason. But if there's not, truly from the bottom of your heart, let them visit. Let them have visitation. Let them be able to open communicate. Maybe if you really see the best in your child, that you will ask them, have you called your father? Have you called your mother this week? So that they're able to truly have that growing up experience as a father and a mother in their life. Maybe they're not able to be together, but they still have that relationship ongoing throughout their childhood. And so those are just some tips, some guidelines to help, that I believe that can maybe help through a divorce situation. So if these maybe affect you, maybe you could write them down and help someone, help maybe another family along the way that's going through divorce. And if you have any other questions, you can contact me through Facebook, and I'd love to hear from you and love to connect with you.